Hi, people. It's me, the Vertical Spy 17. I'm at the theater, and I'm here to go see After Earth since I have a little bit low expectations of going seeing it. So I'll let you know what I think about the movie at the very, very end. I'll see you at the end of the movie.
Eh. So, has M. Night Shyamalan bombed again? I wouldn't say so. Well, let me explain. Welcome to another no bullshit review. And for this video, we're going to review After Earth. Oh well. What I thought about the movie? Well, let me explain things. I like M. Night Shyamalan, okay? His first three movies, I thought Sixth Sense was a good movie. It had a good suspense. It was more like it was a lower budget film that they just afforded the best actors that they can probably get, and it had a good twist. I liked the twist, and it was good. Unbreakable, I love Unbreakable. I don't care if I'm gonna hate mail saying, "Oh, Unbreakable is the worst M Night Shyamalan movie." No, okay. Lady in the Water, The Happening, The Village, The Last Airbender were his worst movies. Signs was okay. Okay, I'll be honest. Ever since Signs, which I just said to myself was just another alien movie. That's all I can basically say. Another alien movie. And throughout it all, I just don't think to myself that Shyamalan knew what he was doing. And yes, everybody was saying that he was the new Spielberg of that generation. But the direction and some of the moments were actually pretty good in Signs. But since after The Village, Lady in the Water, The Happening, and his failed movie called The Last Airbender, does he even care that people are not, that he's not taking the feedback seriously? So we have After Earth, which I have one or maybe two things to say. It's okay. I mean, really, it's just pure okayness at its best. So I can't say it's the worst Shyamalan movie. I wouldn't say it's the worst movie of the year. I still think A Good Day to Die Hard is one of the worst movies of this year. I still consider that movie to be the most suckiness of this year. Poor motherfuckers who love that movie. But still, this movie, it was okay. I would Now I will say a couple other things that was good about it, or my thoughts. What I thought about it, I thought, okay, let me first go into the bad because I know you want me to say something bad about Shyamalan and his direction. Jaden Smith. I swear to God, when Jaden Smith's dialogue started coming in this movie, in that very first scene where he gets denied being a ranger or whatever the fuck he is, some type of soldier or something like that. But still, just watching and listening to him, I'm like saying to myself, "Oh my God, no wonder why people didn't like you in the Karate Kid remake." I'm serious. I literally slapped my hand to my face and was like embarrassed by that because it was embarrassing. That moment, just that moment alone, when he came along a bit, he kind of improved. he improved on his emotional side and his physical side. That's another thing. Number two, Will Smith. And I'm gonna tell you this: I love Will Smith. Okay, I think he was definitely one of my favorite black actors. Definitely, no, probably might be number one. But seriously, Will was kind of boring in this movie. I wouldn't say he was bland, but I would probably say he was pretty wooden throughout this whole entire movie. I mean, this kind of wooden, like he was like a wooden puppet in the whole entire film. Every time when there was time for him to show emotion, he was like, "All right." I mean, imagine just hearing that bass through you. I mean, just listening, hearing it bounce off to your eardrums back and forth. Like seriously, him saying, "All right." That's just basically him throughout the whole entire movie. He was completely wooden throughout the whole entire movie. And some of the other characters, they're just there in the background. They're just there to be there and just do whatever they can possibly do because he knew he couldn't direct them or give them dialogue or anything. The only people that he seemed to care about more was Will Smith and Jaden Smith. Oh yeah, and Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz is also in the movie, and her acting was pretty good. She was actually pretty good. She was actually the only character I would say that was good in the whole entire movie. I actually thought her character had some good moments. So yeah, so obviously she's playing the daughter of Will Smith, the older daughter, who we see in the movie that she was killed by one of these alien things that Jaden Smith fights at the very, very, very end. But throughout it all, those are the only two things I would say that's bad about this movie: Will Smith's acting and Jaden Smith's acting. Yeah, pretty much that's all I can basically say about that. And as for everything else, it was good. It wasn't really that bad. It actually was pretty good. The special effects, good. The suspense, good. And seriously, the special effects, they're pretty damn good in this movie. Some of them looks like they could have obviously be done in, I don't know, early or late year 2000-ish or something like that. But throughout it all, this movie did have some good special effects, and it did keep me caring about the characters, despite how bad their acting was. I still was caring about them. So, yeah, that's all I can basically say. Now, I know what you were also probably saying, is M. Night Shyamalan back, or has he made another bomb like The Last Airbender? Honest to God, I would say this. This was better than The Last Airbender. I mean, seriously, I did not care. Because, seriously, when I went into The Last Airbender, I was expecting to care. When I left, while I was watching it through the middle, I would say to myself, oh my god, I seriously do not care about these kids or anything like that. So when the movie kept going on, I just did not care. But for this movie, After Earth, I did sort of cared about Jaden Smith. And only Jaden Smith. And also Zoe Saldana, because her character, excuse me, her character is there for dream sequence or flashback or whatever, but still, she did make me sort of care about her. I started to care more about her, and throughout this whole entire movie, like, why is her character around that much? So really, I can't say much about this movie, but I'm just saying to myself, hey, as long as it's better than The Last Airbender, I can give it some props. But getting on to Will Smith, when it came down to his character, now basically Will Smith's not in action throughout this whole entire movie. There's a flash of him being in action, but there was times I really couldn't take him seriously. I really couldn't take him seriously at all because throughout it all, he just like that, like this one scene in the beginning where Jaden Smith and his mother and Will Smith are like having dinner with each other, and Jaden Smith is saying to Will Smith, I'm going into my room," and he's saying, "Are you asking me? Are you telling me?" And then when he says, "Sit down," and not how I say it, like how I scream that out like that, the way how Will Smith said it, like really, that's how you would talk to your son if he was to piss you off like that, or if you were to give him an order. He just didn't seem that serious throughout that scene. I mean, I was like not when Will Smith like screams out something, it usually means something. It would mean you would do what he says. But here I just didn't feel that. I didn't feel that whatsoever. But I guess the only thing we want to come here to go see is very good special effects. Like when Jaden Smith's suit, how it changes and how it, reacts by certain other effects. That was actually a good effect. And some of the creatures and some of the, how everything was made and how we have saw all this high tech wizardry, and throughout the whole entire movie, it was actually pretty good. And that one moment when Jaden Smith had his, big dramatic moment, like how you see in the trailer, it was actually he was actually trying his best to be a good actor throughout the whole entire movie. He was trying his best to be a very good actor throughout the whole entire movie. Like he was trying to show his emotional side throughout the whole entire film during that scene when he jumps off and has the gliders on his arms and legs during that scene. That was actually a good moment. So really, not much I can really say for that. It was pure okayness. That's all I can basically say. Just pure okayness as best. Not something I would recommend you would go right ahead like, oh my god, I gotta see this movie. No, I wouldn't recommend that. But if you want to see good special effects, you're gonna get it. They were better than the last Airbender, so you're gonna get it. But throughout it all, don't expect too much out of this movie. It does have a couple of moments where it's not all that good nor anything, but still, like, if you want to know what my real rating, my real rating for The Last Airbender, 1.5 stars. That's all I'm giving it. But for After Earth, I'm gonna give it 2 stars because the special effects were good. The acting could have been a little better, a little slight better in some scenes or all of the scenes. But the special effects, I enjoyed. I just wish it had a little bit more action through it all. Like there was like 1 or 2, 3 action sequences, and when Jaden Smith was basically like wigging out throughout the whole entire moments, and yeah, so. But Will Smith's acting, I will say this: it was like Will Smith was combining 2 actors acting, like Neo from Matrix and Morpheus from Matrix. Well, all the Matrix movies. It's like he was kind of combining all of those together into this film. So really, if you want to go see it, go ahead and see it. But M. Night, try a lot better next time. I know I've given you shit since The Last Airbender, but seriously, try a lot better next time. I mean, maybe you might take on your own project, or maybe you might take on another project where you'll be called probably do something that you know your heart's not into. But seriously, go back at doing what you were doing before because you were doing fine. Well, almost fine. With well, just try something that you probably might be good at and might try keep doing it again and again. Because seriously, this was a little bit better. But that's all I can basically say. Vertical Spy, outro.